It just failed to release the most basic fire magic. But everyone present was extremely shocked. Even they didn't think of it. I am known as a genius magician, unable to even use the simplest magic. And then I realized, I have magic release disorder. In fact, I know all the magic formulas, and being able to make jokes about chess sets, but I can never release it. My family has placed high hopes on me since I was born. 3 years old. I can already feel the fluctuations of magic power. I discovered magic when I was 6 years old, and master it skillfully. Until 10 years old, I am a top student, admitted to the top magic academy in the kingdom. Now people call me a genius magician. But just when I thought, when my life will go on so smoothly, something happened that broke my fantasy. That was the first class on the first day of school. The teacher asked me to demonstrate the most basic fire magic. But when I condensed the flame in my hand, I found I can't release it no matter what. Only then did I realize, although I can sense magic and visualize it, but all magic cannot be released. For a magician, undoubtedly the most deadly. Since then, the attitudes of people around me have changed dramatically. Whenever I show up, they always look at me strangely. Not only does it mock me for not being able to release magic, he even punched and kicked me. At this moment I feel miserable. Can I still become a magician like this? Even though I work harder than anyone else, but this body cannot release magic. From the root, it killed my desire to become a magician. Maybe my life ends here. Just when I thought it was all going to be over. Called the world, Drika the Destroyer suddenly appeared in front of me, and I became his incarnation. Go back a few hours. Me at that time, taking part in Professor Hater's fireball magic test, with the professor's command. Not surprisingly, I still can't release the magic. Even the professor has lost his last bit of patience with me. If you can't even use the most basic fireball magic, then you won't be able to pass the graduation exam. Heard this, I can only lower my head and say that I will practice harder. But only I know, for me who has magic release disorder, this is never possible. At this point, the expectations in my heart are slowly dissipating, and I don't know how long I can hold on. The screen changes. At this moment the test finally comes to an end. But just when I want to leave here, 2 figures blocked my way. They taunted me as usual. Although I can tolerate these, but until he insulted my shackles. Next second, all I saw was that I punched him straight in the face. Why do you provoke my father and family? The fat man on the side also wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to make a sneak attack, but he was frightened by my blow. Knocked him to the ground on the spot. At this time, the movement on the side caught my attention. I saw the characteristics of this server releasing lightning magic towards me. Damn it, how dare you use combat magic in the academy? With a wave of his hands. Next second, a bolt of lightning struck me instantly. Damn it, am I going to die here? Just when I thought it was all over. At this moment a window lights up. Status window opens. Subsequently, a huge figure suddenly appeared in front of me. Then the window prompted again. You are the incarnation of Drika, the destroyer of worlds. At this time, I was confused. What exactly is going on? At the same time, I saw him murmuring Luin Ardell. Why does this guy know my name? The next second I suddenly woke up from my dream. After a moment of adaptation, I just found myself lying in the recovery room. At this moment, Helen looked a little shocked. After all, this is his first time seeing under lightning magic. The guy who's still unscathed. And I was extremely shocked by this. Because that kind of terrible magic that will burn your whole body instantly. But I was obviously hit hard. But I don't have anything wrong with it. At this time, Professor Hater found me and told me two things. Because Benford used offensive magic in the academy without permission, and slander the Ardell family, has been expelled from the college. And considering that I also shot and injured Ben, so I need to be responsible for on-campus services for a month. At this moment, the professor raised his doubts. Do you have an artifact? The artifact was left behind by ancient magicians. Legendary equipment. And I deny that. Because if there is such a thing, I will never be bullied like this by others. But why do you suddenly ask this? Because the professor noticed. When that magic is about to hit me, a burst of red energy suddenly appeared all around. Wrap me up instantly. It's like high-level magic blocked Ben's attack. I was immediately shocked when I heard this. Is it related to the dream just now? Then after learning everything about it, the professor turned around and left here. At this time, I fell into deep thought. World Destroyer Drika and players. There seems to be another one called the status window. Next second, I saw a blue window suddenly appeared in front of me. After repeated confirmation, only I can see this last window. Luin Ardell, the incarnation of Drika, the destroyer of worlds. For Drika, who is born unable to release magic. Power is the source of everything. Players possess the magic of Drika, the destroyer of worlds. Can summon status window, and gain unlimited power through tasks. At this moment, I sorted out everything I know so far. At that time, the status window mentioned that I was Drika's incarnation. And he can't cast magic just like me. Could it be that that guy transferred to me? The screen changes. At this moment, a task prompt appeared in front of my eyes. Exercise according to the following requirements. You will receive 10 points of strength and open skill rewards. And I am very confused. How does this strength training help with magic? With a hint of curiosity, I finished my training quickly. There will be a prompt from ahead in the next second. Complete tasks to gain strength blessings and open skills. Then a force surged into my body. In an instant I felt that my strength had increased a lot. Then I suddenly threw a punch. It does seem that the power is much stronger than before. But what does skill mean? At this moment I will summon the window. Then the skill introduction appeared in front of my eyes. Power cycle. Strength will replace magic. All of the player's future magic spells are affected by strength. Does this mean replacing magic with power? Usually, people with magical powers have circles near their hearts. When the amount and range of magic increases, the number of circles will also increase. Although I have 4 circles. But for me who can't release the magic, has no effect at all. And at this moment I noticed. The magic power near the heart has been replaced by strength. I was very curious at this time. Power replaces magic. Can magic still be used? So I had the mentality of giving it a try. Used the most basic fireball magic. Next second, a huge fireball caught my eye. And I was shocked. Because not only the speed of the condensed fireball has been shortened and become stronger. Only at this moment did I realize that this is an artifact. Real power. Looks like this is going to be a life-changing opportunity. At this time, the window prompt came again from the front. Passive Crazy Magician. All of your physical attacks will add magic damage. This shocked me. Then came a task. Attacking an object with strength rewards 10 strength points. Even I didn't think of it. You can actually become a magician this way. Next second, I waved my fist and attacked the target. Less than a moment, I gained 10 points of strength. At this moment, I finally fell to the ground exhausted. And I'm very curious. What kind of existence is Drika? The screen changes. When I wake up, I just realized that I slept on the training ground last night. At this moment, people around me are a little worried about my state of mind. But I told them not to worry. Looking at my gradually leaving back. That guy seems a little different, right? And why did the scarecrow become like this? Could it be Ruiying did it? Just used the simplest fireball magic. But all the professors were amazed. It looks like I hit the target with magic. But actually I was doing it very fast. Use your fists to hit multiple targets at the same time. Less than a moment after I woke up from the training ground, I went back to the dormitory. And my roommate, Jason Damon, is very curious about me. Where did you go last night? But I didn't respond to it. Jason is the eldest son of the Damon family. The family is famous for its foundry and iron mining. At the same time, he is one of the few guys who is friendly to me. The screen changes. At this moment, I am soaking in the water and lost in thought, looking at the task window in front of me. Although the rewards are still the same, but the mission requirements have been doubled. Will it continue like this in the future? It seems that this road is not that easy to walk. More than a month has passed quickly. During this time, I kept repeating the training tasks. Although the process is extremely difficult. But the good news is that when the mission requirements are increased to 3,000 times, he stopped growing. Otherwise, it will continue to develop like this. Sooner or later I will die from this. And with my unremitting efforts, I gained new skills and physical skills. According to exercise level, allows for more precise and powerful movements. The screen changes. At this moment, the students around me are all talking about me. After all, I often doze off in class. And he seems to be staying at the training ground recently. But they didn't take it too seriously. While I'm completing the task. Still in the library, looking for clues about Drika. But the strange thing is, I can't find any relevant information in the book at all. And I didn't even see the words window and player. Now I am more and more curious. Who is Drika? Why would he give me this ability again? At this time, Jason informed me of a major event. Head of the Ardell family. My father came here. When I heard this, I immediately rushed towards my father. A moment later, the two started chatting. And I learned from the conversation. My sister is currently learning swordsmanship. After all, she wants to protect my weak brother. At this moment, my father told me the purpose of this trip. He's trying to talk me out of this college. If you feel tired, I can return to the family anytime. 6 years later. In fact, I had already guessed my father's thoughts on this trip. But now I have found a solution. So I suggested to my father, in the next practical exam, I will definitely use my results to prove myself. If it fails again this time, then I will do what my father wants. And time soon came to this day. The exam is divided into written test and skills test. There are 4 skills in total. Aim test. Actual combat and duel of magic power release amount. In the past 6 years since the written examination, I got first place. As for the first place in skills, it was taken over by Cole from the Gary Hill family. But it's different now. Because I will definitely get the first place in this skills test. And after many days of preparation. At this moment, everyone finally ushered in the skills test. Subsequently, I saw Jason asking me about today's skills test. Do you have any plans? I express this. I want to try something new. And at this time, Cole on the side started to mock me. Is it possible that you really want to use this body to take the exam? Isn't it said that he suffers from magic release disorder? As 6 years since, the top student who won the first place in the skills test, let me give you a piece of advice. It's better to give up as soon as possible. Don't embarrass yourself at the scene then. But I turned a blind eye to it. Even he didn't think of it. I usually have stage fright. I feel so confident today. The screen changes. At this moment, the skills test officially begins. The first game is the target shooting test. The rules are very simple. How many targets can be shot down with one spell? However, this exam is different from previous ones in that the target will instead continue to move. This undoubtedly adds a lot of difficulty to the candidates. Subsequently, the candidates who took the exam one after another performed very poorly. Not surprisingly, their results should be disastrous. Even the teachers who watched agreed that the magic level of this year's candidates is not very good. It wasn't until Cole's appearance that they changed their minds. I saw a ball of blue flame condensed from his hands. The next second, Cordong will release the magic. Then countless flames hit multiple targets directly. Everyone who saw this was amazed by this. It's truly a skills test. Won the first class in the whole year. His professor was extremely excited at the moment. It seems that this year's top student representative must be him. And at this time, Headmaster Tyrion Ignite motioned for him to calm down. The level of the candidates this time. You don't need to read it to understand it at a glance. But Professor Hader proposed to him. You might as well observe it for a while longer. After all, Luin hasn't played yet. Didn't you expect that he is still studying in the academy? That's because you are so enthusiastic. Let's observe it for a while longer. At the same time, it's finally my turn to take the exam. With the examiner's order. Next second, countless fireballs condensed around me instantly. Even the professors on the side were dumbfounded. This speed is too fast, right? And in everyone's shocked eyes, I immediately used the skill. Time folding can gain 200% strength and speed. He can be in the time I want. Move abnormally fast for 30 seconds. In other words, now I'm like a storm. Is sweeping the entire examination room. Less than a moment. I will set the goal of the entire examination room. Burn completely. Looking at everyone's expressions of disbelief. I know I am no longer what I used to be. Proved with fists that it was possible to become a melee mage. It surprised everyone present. Even the dean of the college couldn't help clapping his hands and applauding. Although there are many voices of doubt. But in the dean's view, it's a perfect magical miracle. After all, in the realm of magic, there are infinite possibilities. Just after I hit all my targets. At this moment the examiner begins to announce the results. Luin hit 27 targets. All the students in one moment. They all showed expressions of disbelief. Did that guy really hit them with magic? Even the dean couldn't help clapping his hands and applauding. Everyone on the sidelines also congratulated me. And at this moment I feel extremely happy. 6 years later, I finally got everyone's recognition again. The screen changes. Professor Eric is very puzzled by this. The use of power is simply unheard of in the realm of magic. But Professor Hader has a different view. After all, magic is a field with endless possibilities. So they should recognize this form. Even the dean agreed with Professor Hader's point of view. In his opinion, this is a perfect magical miracle. The other side. The classmates were greeting me warmly. However, it is a little difficult for me to adapt at this moment. After all, yesterday I was still a lonely guy. A moment later, I finally returned to the dormitory. What I didn't expect was, Carrie has been waiting in the room for a long time, and he came here to give me a warning. Using something that's not even magic. Scored some points. Do you feel proud? It seems you are very dissatisfied with losing to me. Then I saw him holding his right hand. Damn it, why is he so strong? If you really want to beat me, then let's fight fairly in the duel exam. The screen changes. The second exam officially begins. And this statue in front of me is an ancient troll named Graham. 500 years ago, he was made into a god by the great magician Freud. Graham trapped in the artifact, able to absorb magic, acts as a magic sandbag, and all the students have to do is cast magic on it and get scores. This means candidates must use their best magic. But Graham is known for his harsh ratings. So as long as you get more than 20 points, will be considered qualified. During speaking, I saw one candidate take the lead in firing a lightning storm. The result is only 1 point. He was even complained about on the spot. Why didn't you give up magic sooner? Subsequently, I saw the next candidate hit him with all his strength. But I only got 2 points. A moment later, finally it's Carrie's turn. At this moment, I saw him suddenly exerting strength. In the next second, countless magics went straight towards the troll. And at this time, the troll murmured, "I am very disappointed in you. You should be George's son." Of course Carrie is proud. He is George's third son. But the trolls were very disdainful. George was crying at first. Tell me to give him a higher score. I didn't expect his son to be even worse. Then the trolls hit him with 27 points. And at this time, it's finally my turn to play. I'm a little nervous at the moment. After all, this is my first time taking the second exam. With my sudden strength, I saw a fierce flame condensed in my hand. This scared everyone watching, because this formation looks like it is at least level 4 magic. Even the trolls looked confused. What kind of preparation posture is this? Next second, I suddenly jumped into the air with the help of fire magic. Then he kicked hard towards the troll. Even the examiner looked shocked at this moment, because my actions are so incredible. The people on the side were already dumbfounded. This kind of power is at least level 5 magic. Just after I landed smoothly, I noticed the troll's reaction. Something doesn't seem right. At this moment, I saw him murmuring, "Who are you? Are you Drika? I've been waiting for you, Drika." Just completed the simplest magic power test. But all the candidates present were extremely shocked. Because I've been in the academy for hundreds of years. The first guy to get perfect scores. Even Graham, who conducted the assessment, bluntly stated, this kind of magic is not something he can judge. Just after Graham said the name Drika. At this moment, everyone present was extremely confused. Even I didn't think of it. He actually knew Drika's information before him. Do you know Drika? He affirmed this. So, can you tell me more about him? At this moment, I saw him murmuring, "This is so funny. I didn't expect to meet Drika's incarnation here. Your name is Rian, right? I will remember you." Then he turned around and left. However, the instructor on the side asked him to inquire about me. However, he refused. After all, this kind of magic power is not something he can judge. But according to the contract of the great magician Freud, you must provide students with assessments. So Graham immediately became furious. Because these years, He's been evaluating those. He doesn't look like a magician's child at all. But a contract is a contract. So he will give me a score. At this moment, I only saw him asking me whether it was 0 or 100 points. Which one do you want? Of course it's 100 points. The screen changes. After I got 100 points. At this moment, everyone is talking about it. And at this time, Professor Hater found me immediately. Because I got full marks. The news shocked the whole school. So the dean made a precedent and rewarded me. Then he handed me a letter. I saw the words Shenchi space clearly written on the letter. Then under the leadership of the professor, I came to the college. The only place where entry is prohibited. Artifact space. Does it look like you want me to go in alone? Although I don't know exactly what happened. But since this is a reward, then let's go in and take a look first. A moment later, I saw a huge artifact space. It appeared before my eyes. Just when I sighed, there are so many cultural relics here. A voice caught my attention. Looks like you're lost. It's like you don't know your true worth. And I was shocked. Why is Graham in front of me no longer a stone statue? Then he started to explain. Because there is ancient magic in this space. Allows him to maintain his original body. So what do you mean by what you just said? Just like it literally says. You don't know your true worth at all. Even if you and the player Drika. Using the same artifact. And he was very curious. This unique magic. How on earth did you get it? And what's your relationship with Drika? But I didn't know anything about it. After all, I don't even know who Drika is. After some reflection, Graham said slowly. Graka is a being who wants to become a god. Back then, he came alone to the Tianfeng tribe where Graham was located. Although he is short in stature, but it showed great power. Even if the whole tribe is dispatched, they can't beat it. In the long years, Drika gets along very well with the entire tribe. He also taught the next tribal leader, spending more than 100 years using magic and language. And I was shocked. How can a human being survive for more than 100 years? But Graham says it's possible. Because he is not human. His true identity is actually a black dragon. I never thought dragons actually existed. Certainly. Don't you know dragons are the origin of magic? But Drika doesn't know how to use magic. So he created another way of fighting. Fight with magic wrapped around your body. Drika created an ability that only he can use. Turn magic into power. With this ability, Drika becomes more powerful than any creature in the world. But he is not satisfied with the status quo. Finally, swallowed by power, he decided to destroy everything. That's why the reason why he is called the Destroyer of Worlds. It's hard to imagine how powerful he is to destroy the world. At the same time, a window prompts you to complete the task. Looking for traces of Drika. Earn the title Troll's Friend. Gain the skill Wrath of the Troll. Get Elves. The title of the Incarnation of Power has the following attributes. And I'm very confused about this. I got a bunch of rewards out of nowhere. Troll's Wrath increases strength by 300 for 30 seconds. Skills gradually increase under the influence of spells. It seems like this is a buff skill. But what is the Incarnation of Power? At this moment, Graham said, it seems you received the reward for the mission. After all, Grata used to always talk to the air. So do you know this thing? After some observation, Graham immediately said that this is the Incarnation. Because he's always with Drika. So there's no way Graham doesn't know him. But judging from his current state, He seems to be sealed in the soul by Dram. Although the guy inside the stone is called an elf. But it's different from ordinary elves. He has a bad temper. Ask Draco for unlimited power every day. Of course, if you fulfill his wish, then he will also give you unlimited power. At this time, I just saw the snacks in my hand ready to move. The next second a little bear suddenly appeared in my hand. Is it actually a bear? At this moment I saw him speaking to me. I'm not a bear.